China, to the town of Samjiang, where we are watching the apparatus final of the Pacific Alliance competition. And the first gymnast up from USA is Bob Stelter, and Bob has completed his first tumbling run, and goes into his flexibility, side splits, then his strength move, a plunge, and Bob has a maximum of 70 seconds to complete his exercise as he prepares himself for the balance movement and finally his final tumble across the diagonal to finish his exercise. Round off back handspring, a double back somersault with a full twist in the first one, but lands heavily and steps out of the area, and he won't be very pleased with that. Quite a good exercise, full of difficulty, and goes back to his coach. And here we see the slow motion replay of the floor exercise, where he lands out of the area, and he will have a deduction in points for the final mark. And the next gymnast up from Canada is Lorne Bobkin. He starts his exercise with a very high back somersault in the tuck position, followed by an immediate front somersault. Coming on his second pass, a whip over, followed by a full twist and somersault, 1 1/4 front somersaults, 2 front lie. Very dynamic exercise, showing his flexibility, side splits, and he will press the handstand, and the handstand must be held for 2 seconds, changes direction, and works his way to the corner with a front somersault followed by another front somersault into a fine joining movement. Good choreography in this floor exercise, fine balance, no mistakes so far, and finishing with a back handspring and a double twist and just a slight adjustment on landing. Very good exercise. Looks a little tired as he walks off the floor area. Very powerful and dynamic jumping, these gymnasts who perform all these gymnastic movements in a short period of time. And as we watch the finish of the exercise, the double twist to finish. And here we have the next gymnast up from Korea, Jung Hong, and he starts with a round off back handspring followed by a double layout somersault, very difficult movement, and coming back across the diagonal with a round off back handspring, a half in back out, double back somersault with a full twist. Nice variation in the joining movements into the splits position. And now his strength. Not quite holding the handstand there, a little bit over balance. Front somersault followed by another front somersault into the corner for his balance movement. A side lunge, taking a slight breather, preparing himself for the final tumble, which is a round off back handspring, double back somersault, and spots it very nicely. Quite a good exercise. He'll be well pleased with that routine here in the finals of this all apparatus competition in China. And there we see the finish of the exercise, the back handspring followed by a double tuck somersault. And there's the score, a 9.40 for the Korean gymnast. And now from China, we have Jeng Wai. And this is one of the hopefuls of the new China team, starting with the same exercise as the Korean boy, a back handspring followed by a double layout, a little bit short on landing. Now coming back across the diagonal with a 1.5 twist, followed by a double twist and immediate front somersault to front support. Now a combination of flexibility and his strength move, very powerful and precise, these gymnasts. Good style, very accurate. Front somersault, followed by a further front somersault, working his way to the corner. His balance part, and prepares himself for his final tumble, which is a round of back handspring and a tuck somersault, and he spots it beautifully and lands perfectly still. Very good exercise from this young Chinese gymnast. Zhang Wei performing his tumble for his finish. Very beautiful double back somersault to stand still. And he's quite pleased with that, and he scores a 9.625.